What's up, family? Back again with another video. Hit the thumbs up button. That's all I ask. Hit the thumbs up button and pay attention to what I'm saying, because you can actually use this information to make yourself powerful, okay? Now, this is what I want to touch on for just a moment. And it's very bright, so please, disregard the visor because it's blocking out the sun while I'm driving. So the word I want to go in on is two words, and that is enough and excessive. Now, what does the word enough mean for you smart people? The word enough. All right, time's up, I'll tell you. So the word enough means that you have met the requirements. Whether they're your requirements or somebody else's requirements, it means you have met the requirements. Anything above enough is considered excessive. Now, let me give it to you for a moment. What you are experiencing in today's time is considered to be excessive oppression. Excessive oppression. All right? So, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years on top of oppression. And then after that hundreds of years of oppression, then there's another 100 years of oppression. And then there's another 100 years of oppression. Then there is considered to be more and more and more oppression. And then you have the new day and age where there's consistently oppression. Let me make you guys think for a moment. You have people working 40 plus hours a week. 40 plus. They can't afford to buy a home. It's not because they're mismanaging money. Some people are living from check to check still, and they're working 60 and 80 hours a week, working two jobs. They're working one full-time and another part-time. And they're still renters. That's because they have been adopted by an oppressive system. The system has them where they have to consistently run to it to survive. Abide by all rules just to survive, only to not prosper at the end of each paycheck. Just enough to buy, shoes, clothes, food, pay the bills, and back to work. That's what it provides. And it may provide a little party money. It may provide a little vacation money, maybe once or twice a year. It may provide a couple of road trips. But it doesn't provide financial stability or generational wealth. So that is what you call when you have been working for someone for so long, and then there is no way out. There's a dead end after you work for them for so many years. All right, there's a dead end. You have people that's 40 plus, 50 plus years old that are now homeowners, consistently living in an oppressive state of their finance, not able to prosper. Now, that is done by design. It's only done because you have a group of people, and I'm going to give it to you like in the dumbest fashion I can give it to you, but I want you to understand the way how I'm putting this. You have a group of people that play for the Lakers, and you have a group of people that pay for the Chicago Bulls. Then you have another group of people that are sitting back watching in the bleachers. All right? Now, you're on the Chicago Bulls team. You're playing against the Lakers. You have a couple of friends, so-called associates on the Lakers, that are allowing you to do layups. They're allowing you to get a little money. They're allowing you to prosper just a little bit. All right? But at the same exact time, those so-called associates on the other team, they're allowing you to do layups and jump shots and dribble the ball. They don't want to see you win the game. They ease up a little bit off the defense, allow you to get a little bit here and get a little bit points in there. But they're not going to allow you to win the game. Those are the type of people who you think you are friends with. Those are the type of people who you are saying that it's okay for them to be. I don't want to say that word because I want to keep it YouTube friendly. It's okay for them to be in your presence. It's okay for them to have this. It's okay for them to have that. But that's who you're playing against. You're playing against people that are voting in your own demise. They're voting in your failure. Just because they're allowing you to score points, they're allowing you to shoot jump shots. They don't want to see you win. It's only to say, hey, I'm a good sports. Look at me. I'm going to do this for you, and I'm going to do that for you. But at the same exact time, when it comes to voting in rules and regulations, they vote behind closed doors. So they're showing you only this hand and not both hands at the same time. I hope you're smart enough to understand what I'm trying to say, or you can actually read what I'm saying, because I'm actually showing you there's teams. There's team. You're on one team, and then there's another team, and that other team is allowing you to score, but they're not going to allow you to win the game. Right? They're going to consistently change the rules of the game as you begin to score more points. As you begin to advance in life, they are going to change the rules to better benefit them and keeping them ahead of the game. This is called excessive oppression. You have already had enough. You're like, hey, first of all, we didn't start the score out 0-0. First of all, you guys were up 50 points. You guys was up 50 points before the game even started. Now that the game starts, every time you score a 2-point shot, they score a 3-point shot. So they're always a point ahead, and it was already up by 50 points before the game even started. And you're so comfortable in their excessive oppression that you don't even really complain about it. You're just happy that they're allowing you to score. You're happy that they're allowing you to work for them when they actually need you to keep their business afloat. Think about this for a moment. I'm going to give you this and I'm going to close out. So, you ever heard of the term destroy a person's creativity? How do you destroy a person's creativity? First, let me backtrack for a moment and give you this. You can put a person in a situation to where they just have tools, and with no training, that little thing inside of their skull will figure out survival techniques. That little thing inside their skull will figure out survival techniques. They will take those tools and they will begin to build houses, build themselves shelters, make themselves clothing, shoes. They would invent things. They would escalate out of the situation of poverty. They would do that. All right? You give them the tools and they would do that. This is how you destroy the creativity. You occupy the mind so that that person can only concentrate on what you have in front of them. And the way that is did is by giving them a 40-hour-a-week job, so that when they work that 9 to 5 and they get off at 5 o'clock, they only have about 5 hours before bedtime. Or maybe let's say they stay up to 11 o'clock. All right. So they have 6 hours of bedtime. They're not going to start trying to figure out how to create something. They're not going to try to figure out how to create something and also put in full time with the wife and the kids within 6 hours. It doesn't work that way in life. That's not how the brain operates. The brain operates at approximately 15%, 15 to 20% maybe, at about 12 hours a day. So from 6 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock in the evening, your brain is at its sharpest point. Think that I'm lying. Check this out for a minute. Have you ever heard people say after about 6 or 7 o'clock, they say, well, you know what? It's too late. I can't think right now. I just, right now, it ain't a good time. My brain is falling asleep. It must be getting late. I can't remember that. You be like, well, you just said that about 2 hours ago. Well, I forgot. I'm sorry. The brain starts to fall asleep. It starts to slow down. So the creativity is not there, or I would say is not as strong, for lack of a better word. And so you have been put in a position to where your creativity has been slowly taken away from you. And now your only dedication is to make sure that you can afford to have a shelter over your head, whether it's rent or whether it's under a bridge or whether it's a house, and your dedication is to vacation once or twice a year, whether it's a cruise or a flight to wherever, and then buy Christmas gifts and birthday gifts and go to a few birthday parties. That's what you're dedicating yourself to every year. Every year, you're making yourself available to have Christmas money, pay the rent, and vacation. That's it. Think about it for just a moment. Pay the rent, pay the utilities, Christmas money, vacation. That is the system is actually taking you in. It's not asking you, it's not adopting you, it's taking and putting you in a certain system, and now it consistently does oppression to keep you from creating your own reality, from creating your own advancement. That's what it does. Now, this is how you would get out of the system. Listen to me carefully, because everybody said, we know we got a problem. We know we got a problem, but what is the solution? What is the solution? What is the solution? All right, listen to me carefully for the solution. Forget about all of that coming together. That's not even possible, all right? That's not even possible for all of us to just come together. I don't know people out in Idaho. You got black people and white people scattered all out through the world, all right? I'm probably never going to be in Congo. I'm probably never going to visit Missouri. I'm probably never going to visit Idaho or Oklahoma, all right? I'm just saying. So we're probably never going to come together, all right? This is what you have to do. This is the solution. You have to get on code. You have to build a code and says, these people here are not going to stand for this. We're not going to do that. And you have to do that as in a collective manner. And if you have people that is a part of your team that participate in something that have already been discussed that we're not going to tolerate, then that person is already chose what side they're going to be on. Whether they look like you or not, follow what I'm saying. Whether they look like you or not, if they're on your team and they don't want to go with the game plan, then obviously they're a agent for the other team. They just look like you. You ever heard of the term wolf in sheep clothing? That's what you're up against. That's exactly what you're up against. So you have to have a code, and that code is this right here. As a collective people, we don't want to work for this because we don't want to work. Let's say this. I don't want to tell you what to work for. we don't want to work under this amount, and we're going to encourage people not to work under this amount. Have you ever told somebody before, this particular company don't have they don't honor their warranties, or their this restaurant don't serve good food, I would never go back. And when you see a person doing that and they have a mistreatment of your people, don't go and support that particular business. So now you see it online, and you always expose the brand. You say, hey, this particular person in this particular business is doing this. I will never support them again, and I hope that those who follow me don't support them. So now you're getting people on code, and they say, well, you know what? I understand why they're not following them, so I'm going to get on code. This business doesn't do anything for us anyway. So now you're building a code. Your people is understanding where you're coming from. Now you can actually start a team that is a lot stronger, to where you don't have to worry about the other team allowing you to take jump shots, allowing you to do layups, because now you're working for your own points, and you can show them that you don't need them. And once that team see that you don't need them, that's when you get to see the reality of the game. That's when you get to see that the referee, which would be the court, the legislator, the Senate, the governor, the president, the city councilor, the county commissioners, the police departments, the FBI, the CIA, all of those who are government entities are the referee. Referee calling the shots. You get to see whose side the referee is really on. Whose side the referee is actually pushing to win. You follow what I'm saying? Now, when you get to see that the referee is in favor of the other team the entire time, once you get to see that, self-consciously, you will begin to build your own entire stadium team organization. You will no longer participate in what they have going on. Self-consciously, you won't do it, because you'll already understand. Right now, you're like, you know what? I know what we're up against. I know we're losing. I know that I have to do this and I have to do that for my family to survive and have this and have that. I want my kids to go to college and learn their education. I want my family to eat their food, serve their God, wear their clothing, wear their Louis Vuitton, wear their Gucci, wear their this, wear their that, buy their cars. You follow what I'm saying? Put their kids through college, put their entire generation through college, build their entire generational wealth. My kids are doing that for them. Once you have completely accepted that, once you have became completely aware of that, as a collective people, you will rebel against that, because it's built in you, self-conscious, that you wouldn't do that. You were like, know what? I ain't participating in that. That would be saying that you're going to jump off the bridge head first every day and break something different. And you're going to be like, you know what? I ain't doing that now. I ain't that damn crazy. I ain't going to be doing that now. I'm going to jump out the bridge one day, break the right leg, jump out the bridge the next day, break the left leg, and jump out the bridge and break my right arm. And then you're going to be like, no, I'm not doing that, because I'm participating in my own demise, and I'm never going to get ahead that way. So now, what you will start to do is build your own entire team. And once you have built your own entire team, you will now build your own entire stadium. And what I mean by stadium, you will now have your own entire community. You will not need them for nothing, not for refereeing. You will not need them for anything. You have created what God have given you, your own natural development. You have made it stronger. You have seen things in a different light. Remember, for those who are 20, you're not the same person who you are when you was 10. And if you're 30, you're not the same person who you are when you was 20. And if you're 40, you're not the same person who you are when you was 30. And if you're 50, you're not the same person who you are when you was 40. So your whole entire mind is changing, it's changing, it's changing, it's changing. If you're not changing, you're not growing. If you're not growing, and what doesn't grow, eventually what? Dies. Take the information, do with it as you please. Once again, take the information, do with it as you please. Most of all I ask is hit the thumbs up button and share the message. I'm out. King Willie.